The national arena in the capital, Kingston, the Jamaican people mourn the loss of yet another of their reggae superstars, Peter Tosh.
You're watching Jamaican News on YouTube, your #1 place for local and international news about Jamaica.
Now, remember to like the video, remember to share, comment and subscribe to the channel for support and growth. With all of that said and all of that done, I go jump into the intro, then I go come back with what I feel in.
That all one just come on. I said, Peter, I say you got dead tonight, so you nobody said nothing. We come to kill you.
The tragic demise of the mystic man, Peter Tosh. The mystery surrounding the violent death of reggae superstar Peter Tosh is as complex and mysterious as the man himself. The many reports, the stories, assumption and speculation leave a cover of doubt and suspicion in a staggering proportion. It was a dark day for reggae and a sad and shameful day for humankind. What is known to this date is that on the evening of September 11, 1987, 3 gunmen and motorcycle enter Peter's Plymouth Avenue residence in Barbican, Kingston, Jamaica.
Friday night at about 8 o'clock. I was expecting Fred and his queen Joy. They were both coming over to spend the night with me and Peter. While waiting upstairs, I hear a knock at my gate. I was now upstairs with friends and one of Peter's musicians. I said to one of Peter's brethren, Michael, to go downstairs, let him fry because I'm expecting Fry and Joy. Michael now go downstairs, go through my door, saw one of Peter's friends coming through the gate, but dogs them rush him and rush back right through the gate.
I saw that it was not Fry, but it was somebody who visited the yard regularly.
Who was that somebody?
A brother named Lepo. So he being a regular visitor now, I backed off the dogs and told him and his friends to come in, which they did. And enter in this reception area. 2 of them pulled guns and said, "Where's Peter?" Let's lead them upstairs. March upstairs. And we enter the living room area now. They tell everyone face down. And we all responded face down.
Then I said, I tell one just come on. I said, Peter, I say you got dead tonight, so you nobody said nothing. We come to kill you. I read one come over to me and say, you got dead tonight, so nobody say nothing. Just give me all the US dollar when the bring come.
Apparently known by Tosh, the 3 were in the house for a short while before the massacre began.
I'm going to kill you, but give me the US dollar first. So, we said to them, say we don't have no money. We just come down, all we have is $200. US, that's all Peter had in the house. So Peter give them the $200 US, tell them to take anything they want, search the house, take anything because they don't have the money, which Peter never have the money. Them search the house, them have us there 15 minutes, them tell us to belly it. No, all of us go down home belly, man, because I never want to see them face, the other 2 guys.
One of the gunmen, Dennis Lobban, known as Lepo, was a frequent visitor to the house.
But it wasn't long after one of the killers, Dennis Lobban, turned himself into the Kingston police, only days after following a warrant issued for his arrest.
And Lepo him start to talk and say, you say you Marlene, it's you cause it's not Marlene, from Peter there with you. Peter used to come at jungle, come mind bad man. And now you make Peter stop. And I say too damn lie. Everybody know that Bob Marley used to mind bad man, but not Peter Tosh. Peter Tosh is not that type of man. So not because no Peter Tosh live with a woman when the one come just think say use me as a pass. So say Peter don't want man, because that's what he wants. Him always come and want Peter support him because he walks with every musician here looking for support. Just like Peter Tosh house. Which I don't like him, so I always encourage Peter not to allow this boy to come to the house.
It was made to look like a robbery gone wrong, but it was not. The first to be fired upon was Marlene Brown, longtime girlfriend and Peter's current manager and accountant. Winston Doc Brown was shot and killed on spot, with Peter being shot several times and reportedly beaten in his head.
I urge Peter not to allow this boy to come into the house, because I just don't like him.
In the middle of this tense situation, Free and his wife Joy arrived at the front gate. One of the gunmen let them in.
So Fred just stand there and I started first say, belly to like them. So Fred just started looking at space, because I never realized and I couldn't believe what he was seeing, you know. So Fred just stand up shocked on the most. So I said, Fred, please, go down, it's something real. Go down. Fred, go down. I tell Joy, I said, Joy, come over this side, come over to me, because I was now in the dark. So I tell Joy, I said, come sit down beside me in the dark. Fred, I know, dark. Peter was more like in the light, you know, to the stairs.
He died hours later at the University Hospital of the West Indies. Radio personality Jeff Free Dixon also received shot to his head, resulting in his death days later. Also wounded were Free wife Joy, Peter's drummer Carlton Santa Davis, and another friend named Michael Robinson.
The 7 of us lying on the ground there, still constantly asking for the money, US dollars or the chest that we have there and them way there. Peter told them that they could search the house and take anything that they wanted. Anyway, they still insisted. And one of them now said, take the machete now and say, well, let him go and chop off Peter's head. Sister Marlene showed to him that he can't do that. And it's like, one of them now starts say, you know, come and just deal with it, come to deal with, like, you know. We had to argue with the man, we not argue with the man, you know, we just deal with it, come to deal with it. And then the fire, open fire, the fire single shot first. That caught Marlene in her head. And then fire 2 more shots at Peter in his head. And then they just open up a barrage of shots on us lying on the ground.
The Sunday Gleaner reported that the weapon used were a Magnum, an automatic gun, and a 9mm pistol.
It's a piece of black furniture right beside my head that give me my head a dark look. It pick up 5. My marble floor pick up all of them. So when them things to me did, them stop fire. Then when just turn, them start fire again. Watch me, she said me no move, then was turn upon Peter. Bubble the boy, just start turning, shot everybody in circle. Go right, round. So I just lay down there because I feel a bullet go through my head, but I feel like it come true. So I said to myself, say, no, something since I can't trust, I now move. I can wait till they move off, because when them shot, them never move. Then wait a couple minutes, see the body not move, because the body never make a sound. So I said to myself, say, wait, everybody must have farm dead like me. So I wait until I hear like bike start up. I turn the light, I see Peter in a pool of blood, Fred in a pool of blood, Doc in a pool of blood.
Doc Brown was already dead. Peter Tosh died that night in hospital. Free died 3 days later, and the other 4 were hospitalized with various injuries.
Rumors about the reason why the dreadful attack happened spread like wildfire. One widely reported story is that gunman Laban had earlier taken the rap for Peter for a gun position seized in a police roadblock. It was said that Peter was to take care of Laban, who was recently paroled and recently went to Peter's home for his position. Another allegation is that Laban was in prison for the murder of his brother and was recently paroled from a life sentence, only to be hired to commit this act. The overwhelming shock of the brutal incident was felt in the entire Jamaica, from Kingston to around the world. Prime Minister Edward Seaga at the time called for the need to intensify the drive against the crime in all elements, while another leader, Michael Manley, described it as a bolt of shame on all Jamaicans. Other dramatics surrounding the loss of Peters was the fighting over the body and the burial. Marlene Brown reportedly told Miss Alvera Coke, which is Peter's mother, that she could not have her only child to be buried in Westmoreland, the place where Winston Hubert McIntosh was born on October 9, 1944. The government did not recognize Miss Brown as queen status and turned the body over to Mrs. Cope for burial. At the same time, two men surfaced, both claiming to be Peter's father. One, Alfred McIntosh, was a supporter of Brown's, while the other, James McIntosh, was later confirmed by Mrs. Coke to be Peter's actual father. On Friday, September 25, 1987, 12,000 fans and friends joined Peter's family, including 8 of his 10 children, to pay their respect as Peter's lay in state. The following day, a Thanksgiving service was held in the National Arena. Afterward, Peter Tosh was driven 120 miles to his birthplace to be permanently entombed in a mausoleum erected for him in Belmont, Westmoreland, Jamaica.
Don't criticize. Legalize it, yeah, yeah. I will advertise it.